Hey everybody, welcome back to Stringman Guitars. We're down here in the underground lair, and we have, if you recall from the last video, the FOTO-Flame Telecaster, where we replaced the faulty jack with a switchcraft jack. And in the video I said, boy, I wish he'd let me dress the fret, or level and crown the frets. So I called him up and he says, yeah, let's do that. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to take the neck off and get started. So I take the strings off and everything starts to go to hell. I lose 1, 2, which isn't even the right kind of furl. And the furl from the headstock. So I'm going to see if I can get them to work. I mean, they're not even the same furls. So if you look, this one has a flange on the top, this one doesn't. Okay, that's what's holding it together there. And this, get you in the picture, this just kind of doesn't want to stay put there, so we're going to try to tighten that up. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. Anyhow, onward and upward. While we're at it, kudos to Japan Fender for putting such heavy-duty screws in this neck plate. So we did fix the neck furl with Teflon tape, kind of stuff you use for plumbing. Alright, so I got some 220 grit on the sanding bar, and we got to make the neck straight. Let's see where it is now. I use a 4/1000 feeler gauge to see. Okay, there's definitely relief in the neck now. It's not flat. Righty tighty. Let's see if that helped us. Okay, cool beans. We can put this dangerous thing away. I put magenta, isn't that pretty, over there so I could see if I'm hitting all the frets. Oh, yes. And we want to protect the nut that's in place because it's cut perfectly. It's a little dirty, but it's cut perfectly. Do not want to mess up that. So now we're off to the races, and the majority of the wear is in the middle of the fingerboard and about the 12th fret. Doesn't look like he plays much higher than that. And as it comes down, it gets a little higher, 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 to about where the A would be. So we're just going to start taking some off here and let the bar do the work. keep it straight with the fingerboard, and the bar will maintain the powers with the bar. The bar will maintain the radius if you do it just like this. Now, I've gone over a few of these frets, and if you see what, like right there, right there, right there, right there, this whole fret, that 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 whole fret, no, that one. They are lower than the frets on the outside, which makes me want to take and see if the neck is still flat. Or if the middle frets are just low. As far, I mean, it's one thing to have level frets, the other thing to have level wood. So, take our 4/1000s. Now the wood is still flat. And see, I'm still not, it's not taking anything off of like the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th fret. Even though the wood itself is flat. However, with this deep gouge in the G string area on the 2nd fret, in order to get down to that, I'm going to have to take quite a bit of material off, which eventually you'll start to see everything level itself out. Okay, so the only thing that concerns me is when we're down in this area here, I want to make sure that the frets aren't high. Use a fret rocker across 3 frets, and you can feel if you have something that's high. See there, I can feel that the 10th fret is a little high here. Right there, there, and evens out there. See, that's where the pink is. So the 10th fret is giving us trouble. So let's go and flatten just that area out instead of using the bar, because I don't want to make everything so low. Just do a little spot level in that area. Alright, boys and girls, we're working our way up here. Started at the 1st fret, working our way up here to our treble areas. So far everything is flat. Now we are encroaching on the treble frets. Let's see here, will that reach? This was the high one. So one more time. Sure I'm not, yeah, there we go. Yep, there's a little bit of high right here in the 12th. That was where some of that pink was on either side of this. Just hitting it with a little bit of 220. Coming back, checking. A little bit right there. Yeah. Are we gonna win? We win. Okay, so now the next step, as we back the camera up, the next step is to crown the frets. So now we have a neck where all the frets are leveled, but you see in some cases they're flat on the top. Most, like up here where it never got played, it's really not. But there's some, most 90% of the fret area is flat, so it has to be recrowned with a file that's much like this narrow file that has a 300 grit and a 150 grit. You start with the 150 grit, and that just takes the top off the frets. You see how it's kind of concave in there. Okay, everybody, we're all blued out and we're taped up, and we have the 150 grit narrow fret file. We're just going to put a nice little crown. Oh, my finger is bleeding through the bandage. Don't look at that. So you can see now on that first fret, I hope you can see that the blue line is at the very top. And that's how we do it. I was reading up a little bit about this guitar, and they were saying that on the back you have, they call them McBurglers, but I'm not seeing any McBurglers. Oh, there is one. There is one there. You got the eye mask and the mouth and the chin. Can't see it. Try it again. This line here would be the mask with the eye holes, the mouth, and the chin. So there you go. There's one. Oh, there's a second one right here too. There. So there's 1, 2, 2. You gotta look for 3. There's 3 of them. Cool. Okay, boys and girls, we have got the 300 grit and the 150 and the 300 grit done. And we have just a thin blue line across the top of the frets all the way down. And we checked the fret rocker all the way down, even those really tough spots that I had a hard time chasing around to level. So now we start our way up the sandpaper. So we're going to go with 400 grit and work our way into 600 up to micro mesh, all the way up to about 3200. So and then we'll polish, and that'll have the frets polished and like brand new. Okay, boys and girls, we're coming down to the home stretch of fret polishing using 3600 grit micro mesh. And look at that. That is beautiful. Hey everybody. Look at them shiny frets. Still haven't cleaned the rosewood yet. Show you how we do that. Simple green. Doesn't hurt the wood. It doesn't hurt the finish. It doesn't hurt anything except for the grungy DNA that's embedded in the open pore rosewood. It looks so much better without that gunk there. It's going to play so much better. Alright. Next thing we do is we put F1 on. I may start using linseed oil again because it tends to be a bit more permanent and it keeps the DNA from getting into the grain of the wood. And it makes it look much better. And then you're done. Now, it's been my experience that there's always some leach out. Whatever the wood doesn't accept, it repels, which is perfectly fine, because then you know you have enough in there. Yeah, man, look at that. Ooh. And all them gouged out cowboy cord frets are nice and round again. Plenty of life in it to do it again. Okay, as you recall, when we first started this video, we took the strings out. Two of the furrows for the strings fell out. And one of them is this one here, and as you can see, if we zoom in, it's way recessed. I tried to wrap different tapes, some plumber's Teflon tape, binding tape around it, and the hole is just drilled too big. So I put some binding tape around there and put some wood glue in. Not enough to block the hole, but while I do the rest of this, putting the neck stuff on, make sure that doesn't go anywhere. Cleaned up the bridge, cleaned up the pickups best we could. Took the 2 knobulators off and cleaned the plate, the switch plate. Now it's time to put the neck back on. Okay, we are strung up with, the string of the day is Diodario XL 10 to 46. He said he wanted heavier strings, but he didn't want Stevie Ray Vaughan heavy. Makes sense. So we went with a set of 10s. We're all strung up. Just got to bring it up to pitch. Let's see how we did on that truss rod lottery. Remember the string height, or the relief was a little bit too much bend in the neck. So whenever I came back with the, because the truss rod adjustments under here, had to do it with the neck off, I took it a little bit loose from, we had to make it almost all the way tight to get the neck to be flat. So when I released it about a 1/16 of a turn less than what it was whenever I checked it before I took it off. So let's see where we are at the 7th fret at 10 thousandths. And it just slips in there beautifully. So, okie dokie everybody. Like I thought, bringing up the string height just a hair within spec. Yeah, it's good. We have to do the string height adjustment. By the way, we put the guitar grease or graphite paste in the saddles and the nut. Also in this string tree here, which I hate those kind. I have a feeling it's all too high. Nope, that's too high. Okay, the bridge is right. Those guys need to come up some. Perfect. Perfect. Too low. Perfect. Go back down here. Still perfect. Perfect. Alright. Alright, after much mussing about, we've got the intonation spot on and the string height. I'm at 5/64 and it goes down to 4/64 on the B and E. That's as close as we can get it without it buzzing. So we have let's see what it sounds like plugged in. Oh, also we corrected the neck shift a little bit. The strings were like hanging over the edge, like everything was shifted this way. So That's one thing about a bolt on neck. You can put a little pressure on it, retighten screws, and bammo, there you are. Let's see, what all have we done? We leveled and crowned the frets, then we polished the frets, then we cleaned the fingerboard, then we oiled the fingerboard. We put the neck back on after adjusting and guessing on the truss rod and getting it right. Let's see. Intonation wise, everything was about a little over 1/8 of an inch flat, or sharp, so we had to bring the saddles back. Almost ran out of room on the E, but I could probably do another half a turn there, but we're bang on intonation. Okay, so the problem with the output jack was it was noisy, so we fixed that after going through one bad jack. So they are as smooth as glass. And that thing we were talking about, string buzz, I want to thank everybody for joining us down here in the underground lair for another episode, exciting episode of Stringman Guitars with a Telecaster, Nashville Telecaster FOTO-Flame, made in Japan. And man, it looks brand new. Well, the scratches in the hardware you really can't fix, but it looks a lot better than it did. Great string height at the nut, new strings, Dario 1046. If you need your axe sharpened and you live in the greater Pittsburgh area, stringmanguitars@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook, like my page. Please subscribe to this video. Tell your friends. Take care of each other out there. Be good to one another. Peace. Love you. Have a great night. Thank you.